Hey guys, it's Haunted House here, and today I wanted to do something a little different, a little more laid back, and a little more off the cuff, and just speak what's from my heart. And hopefully you guys can relate and share your experience with me in the comments down below. I have always been somebody who has enjoyed playing video games as a hobby. From the time I was very young, video games were an escape for me. They were something I could enjoy doing after school and a way for my mind to relax, even when it wasn't popular. Back in the day, when you played video games, you were considered kind of nerdy. It's not like it is today, where anyone and everyone has at least one game they play, whether that's a game on their phone, the newest Call of Duty release, or Madden, something like that. It feels like these days, everyone has at least one game they play. I appreciated games for what they offered me, which was a way to explore a different world, step into the shoes of a hero or character going on an adventure, or offering me different experiences I couldn't have in real life, like exploring a haunted mansion, traveling through outer space, or slaying a dragon. As I got older, my interest in games changed a little bit as well. And while I still enjoyed single-player, story-focused games, I spent more and more time playing multiplayer competitive games. At first against my friends in LAN parties, and then eventually online against other people around the world. Now I know I'm older than a lot of people who watch my channel, so you may not remember a time before Xbox Live or PlayStation Network or computer games that were easily connected via the internet. But as somebody who grew up alongside that, experienced online gaming in its infancy, and watched it eventually mature into what it has become today, I've got to say that while there are a lot of great things that need to be celebrated, there is also a distinct feeling that gaming just isn't what it used to be. It feels different now. And I know that part of that is I'm older, I'm different now, but I really think that fundamentally, something in gaming has changed. Previously, you would get experimental titles from passionate developers who wanted to try new and exciting things with each game they released. Even off the back of some of the most successful games ever released, like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Nintendo spent their time and energy developing follow-ups that broke the mold. Both Mario Sunshine and The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask took huge risks with new gameplay innovations and switched up what we could expect from those titles. At the time, this wasn't seen as odd or controversial. This was just how we expected passionate developers to make their games. They would follow their instincts, make what they found fun, and then package it and deliver it to us as the consumer. On top of that, a major difference between games then and now is that the games they were releasing were complete when they came out. There was no patching or updating a cartridge. What you put out is what the game ended up being, so you had to make sure to put 110% of your effort into that game before it hit store shelves. Nowadays, it seems like a lot of games will just do the bare minimum that they can to get out the door, and developers seem content to just put out a day one patch or a week one patch to address some of the issues, never all of them. But we'll get to it eventually. Just put down your hard-earned cash and just deal with it until we can figure out what we want to do with the game. There was something to be said for having pride in your product, not only wanting to present something worth the player's time and money, something that would engage them and entertain them and delight them, but also something that was quality, something that could be put out and you would be proud to have your name on. I know that none of these topics are new things by any means, but I've been thinking about it a lot recently. More and more, I've found that franchises that I love, games that I have been playing for literal decades at this point, have started to lose a little bit of their luster. I was a hardcore Destiny fan. I loved what Bungie had done with Halo, and I was so excited to engage with this new universe they were presenting. And I played every single launch of a major expansion, from the very beginning of the game all the way up until now. Recently, the Edge of Fate expansion has dropped, and I couldn't even bring myself to find interest in playing it anymore. And it's not just Destiny. I feel the same way about the upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and I have found myself burnt out on so many other games that I would have otherwise enjoyed. But now I just find myself so disenfranchised with the whole concept of even picking them up and giving them a shot. Yes, I've gotten older and my tastes have changed and my time is more limited, but I think that there's something to be said not only for the quality of the games that these developers have been putting out recently, but also with the fact that a lot of games these days feel very homogenized, kind of like recycled content, almost a photocopy of a photocopy. More and more games feel the same. They are all trying to be live service, they are all trying to have hero shooter elements, they are all chasing the dream of being the next Fortnite. And coming from somebody who has really enjoyed his time exploring Fortnite this year, I don't think that every game needs to be Fortnite. Instead of trying to be the next Fortnite, these games need to figure out how they can become the next big game in their own right. Not copying monetization styles, not copying content delivery, instead focusing on what makes their game unique and fun, and delivering a content complete package that is a joy to engage with. Too many game franchises have become similar. They have tried to copy the trend of what's making money currently, and I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that there are a lot of corporate suits in charge of making games now, instead of passionate developers. Developers who were fans of games themselves when they were growing up, and developers who want to put out something that is worth your time and money, instead of a live service game scientifically engineered in a lab to suck every last dollar out of your wallet. Instead of focusing on monetization, we need to focus on creativity. Instead of focusing on engagement optimization, we need to focus on giving players an experience that they will remember for the rest of their lives and come back to time and time again because it is so great. In short, I just wish my games were made by actual developers and not corporate boardrooms. All of the joy of this hobby I once loved has been completely sucked out of the room. And in a lot of ways, I hope that eventually we can get back to smaller teams making shorter games that are more passionate and more engaging, rather than large million-dollar products designed to set the player on a hamster wheel they can never get off of, all while sticking their hands deep in your pocket. I don't know, maybe I'm just jaded, maybe I'm old. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you experiencing something similar, or is it just me? Let me know your experience, and while you're down there, if you have not already, feel free to subscribe so you can see all of our videos we release here on this channel. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a little like. If you disliked it, go ahead and dislike it, that's fine too. All of that would be greatly appreciated. But with all that said, I'm gonna go back and revisit some of those classics that I used to love so much. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch today. And as always, make sure to eat well, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and those around you. And I'll see you in the next one, friends.